Welcome to the second round in the Squad Internationals matchup between Team France and Poland. The first round was a 252 ticket win for Team France. Welcome back to the second round in the Squad International between Team France and Team Poland. First round was a strong victory and strong decisive victory for Team France. They got early control due to their superior rollout, at least that's my opinion, and they just held the game from there. They did push in a solid line. The whole team from north to south didn't let Team Poland get around on the south side in the beginning as they tried to do, and they just slowly took over and controlled the map, all the key points, all the choke point they needed, with immense pressure. I think one thing Team Poland could have done, they could have gotten up a second fob when they lost all theirs they had. They were down to the fob on nursery only. It took a bit too long for them to get a second fob up. They needed to put pressure on Upper Orchard to force Team France to kind of release some of the pressure. But it's so difficult to do that when you're under such pressure. This game is also being casted by 3 other casters on Twitch. I'm going to link their Twitch in the description if you want to check that out. We have English speakers, I think France, and Polish speakers, and myself. So let's see how the second round will turn out. In the first round, Team France, as the USA, they rushed Upper Orchard. They really had control of the timing for the maps and rollouts. I wonder how France will make sure that they don't fall to the same thing themselves. They only got one Logi, but they're backed up at least one Tiger going north. And it looks like Team Poland are going to go, or they're going in for it, in for radio station with a Logi. So they're in a difficult position. They know they need to win this round big, so they kind of want to go aggressive in the beginning, get a lot of control, get the pressure on just as Team France had on them last game, but they cannot afford to lose anything in the beginning. They cannot afford to lose a single Logi, get a one squad wiped and lost a rally, because then they had lost that position from the beginning, and they could just you know, spiral out of control from there. You see how both teams are setting up. Both teams are from north to south, but one thing that we see on the north side, we have a Tiger from Team France managing to push through that northern border. No one out there to defend that. No ATs, nothing. And this is cause for concern for Team Poland. Their mortars fobs and the back fobs are all going to be threatened by that. And one thing that Team France did so well the first round was that they held that solid line from south to north. They did not have to worry about anyone coming in from behind. They didn't even defend their defensive point because they were so comfortable and secure in that line. So they could just use everyone to attack and put pressure on Team Poland. And it worked. It worked really good for them. 30 mil, really damaged here. Close to radio station. One more lat will take that out. And there we go. Nice, even through the smoke. I think that was Seth getting that hit on that 30 mil. Jack Boy gonna come in and do wonders alone. Coming up against 3 players here. Couldn't really connect in this carry there the first couple of shots, but he managed to take him out, but Medved quick to respond and trade that kill. 642, he did a he did some great work on the Polish FOB southwest of radio last game. I think he took out 3-4 guys by himself and managed to maintain the block on the Polish hab. I had the habs on approximately the same position, yeah, same building. And here we do see these guys, nice rally. Hem farm threatened, at least the backup fob is here and not on Hem farm, so that's not really threatened at the moment, but it can turn that way real quickly. Little contestants here from the south side. Squad 4 of Team Poland. Looks like they're being tasked with holding that southern border. And one guy is pushing from France. Vanya. He was down there south side last round as well. And he's backed by Pinsama. Oh, Painsama 42. Oh, I butchered that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It was very similar to a Swedish word, so it just threw me off. No, that's... This is one thing you want to know. When you're doing backcaps alone, hide. Don't sit in a building, an obvious place. You want to stay in a bush, hold a cone or something where it's... You're not likely to be spotted. Let's see if Masia Ranger here can get into the cap and just stay alive. Sirene's on the hunt. It's gonna find him. Oh, he's so close. No, don't shoot. Ah! He wouldn't have spotted him, I think. I think it was clear. Sirena was looking to his left towards this gap in the wall. Oh, it could have been such a clutch play if he would have just hold fire there.
Zostało 40% do skapowania na chatę.
Shoot! I mean, if he gets it, fair play, but if I were him, I would just try to hold fire. Because if he eventually goes down, that's... it's fine, he got more people coming from south, but... He kept the cap, he took out 2, so it wasn't that bad, actually. But you can see the line starting to falter, north side for Team Poland, getting heavily pressured. South is still holding, they're still holding train, but they're all losing the south side of the north part of the map. And if they lost this area, Team France can push through, encircle the vineyard, or even come around from the east side of radio. And that's not something that Team Poland will like. Team France is starting to break into radio station and market on the north side of the road here. Got Storia Kadabra coming in from the north, takes out I think at least one guy from Team Poland. But we got Shooter, Duke and Korgu on the north side. Limit and 301 or 3010 comes in as well. And I think get down by Korgu. This is when, if I would try, and they are trying, I would try to push at least 1-2 guys down here. If they could manage to get around, get a rally down, they could get pressure towards the Team France FOB, and if they get that one, that will open up so much for them. FOB going down north side for Team Poland. Team France have overrun them on the north side. Squad 3 is now out in north of radio. They need to maintain this area. I do like the decision here by Team Poland to push on the south side.
Przekrali się south'em. Albo north'em.
If Sign-On and Slayer could pull off to the south side, get a rally down, they have a great opening here for them to get more people up and get pressure on this Russian fob. Then they would be behind the lines, and that's will cause disturbance for Team France, who right now feels like they are just playing with such confidence, and they're just feel so secure in what they're doing. You need to get in your opponent's head, make them doubt themselves, make them question their strategy, make them try to do something else than what they're prepared to do. We also saw Squad 4 shutting down the mortars for Team Poland. Guys, you need to slow down. There's so much for me to cover here. I can't do it all. The pressure from Team France is even too much for me. So now, with the mortars down for Team Poland, Team France got superiority in that respect, and they can just push in to radio this rally again a bit too close to the wall. Rally up for Squad 6 for France, still up in the north. Gonna go down and keep harassing the mortars here. Korle Fatuif and Bob. Serena. Probably butchering all the names, I'm sorry, but yeah. It is what it is.
No tracimy radio, ale możemy się uda zatrzymać.
Poland is doing a okay job here on the north side of radio, keeping France from being able to just move around them on the north side here. But it's I'm just waiting for, let's see. There is a room up here for Team France as they clear this out, that they want to establish a fob of their own to really get the pressure from the north side, and they'll be able to push either further to Hem Farm and down. If Team France is about to set up a fob somewhere over here, could hold the defensive line towards radio, push to Hem Farm and then down, and then kind of encircle the whole of Team Poland around the radio station. And at the same time, that would cut them off from their main. That's a really bad position to be in. That's if they can maintain their line as they have moving around the east side of the map. Well, double kills again for Team France. I think it was even more of a kill difference in the beginning of the first round. Team Poland are currently still barely though maintaining control of radio station. Hab is overrun. Jack Boy and Nero. It's gonna come up. Jack Boy's alone. He's gonna go for a patch to try to get Nero up. Yeah, he's trying to get Nero up. That's about the only thing he can do.
Menos?
Nice play there by Faust to go through the roof. Hab's gonna come back online on radio station for Team Poland. But as that is going on and a lot of focus have turned into the camp, they're kind of losing a bit. South side. Squad 4 market gonna try to press the south side. They would need some backing by the mortars to do that. Smoke up HC on the compound down here. No, that's Butcher's farm. I forgot the name of this compound. But, yeah.
Będą dobiegać na radę.
Kole 50.
Mówisz o grupach market.
Being annoying on the back lines of Team Poland. What I think really needs to happen here for Team Poland is that they need to get one squad leader, either in a tiger or just crawling somewhere. They need someone to try to get around, get up from a new direction, get a rally down, at least semi behind the line somewhere. Because they're all clustered up around this area right now, and that makes it so easy for Team France to, even with less players, kind of contain them in this area and then use their advantage of numbers of pushing north side. And they are going to get through here sooner or later, unless something can happen here for Team Poland. Just got freaking heart attack thinking, did I forget to press record again? Because that has happened before. See if this 30 supporting the push of Team France on the radio could be the decisive factor here. There is a lot of Russians getting close to this southwest side of radio station. We have a few guys on the north side, Cebulon and Raska, Codex. Codex and Raska down inside market. Cebulon's going to try to push in, then maybe he can get him up. Duke holding. Oh, timing. Be hard, you're gonna hear him patch. Got hit by the mortar, see if one is gonna go for it. He's baiting them with a fake patch.
Zabiłem go.
And Medved comes in. Wonder if he went around from the roof. Oh, move picks up. Medved gets it smashed by one of the mortars.
Yeah.
Gideon holding that north gate. Any else? Main force is coming from the southwest west side. Disco Marek has pushed through. This is the opening they need. They need one squad leader to just go for it. You see, go for it, get out, get a rally down somewhere, and then push towards this fob. Squad 4 is working slowly on the south side. And actually looks like they're making good progress down it. But they might be pinned. Oh, the 30 is here, I didn't see that. But they could try to stealth it.
Akumulator skąd dostajesz? Z Orcharda?
So where they would need mortars, just out of smoke, with just HE try to get him away from it. I think Disco Marek just confirmed the hab position. And here we do see it. Squad 2, they aren't coming. Moved up, they built that fob that I was talking about, and they are going to start move around to the northeast east side of radio station. They're just playing this beautifully, Team France. They get such immense pressure towards radio station, and then they pull off and get a bit of extra focus on the north side, clearing this area out, getting the fob up, and now focus gonna come back towards the radio station. A few is probably gonna go for Hem Farm, and there is layers to what Team France are doing. And don't take me the wrong way, Team Poland is doing a good job holding up, holding together. Many teams would probably already have lost this by now. The backup rallies are gonna might go down. Lexi Blade leading the push from the east side. And now, when you have a two-way push east and west, you sandwich, it's going to be difficult to understand where to send the reinforcement. Are you gonna focus east, focus west? Where are the enemies strongest? You don't know. It's really hard to tell.
North of grade, yeah.
200 tickets still for Team Poland. They can hold this just for 5 minutes. There is a chance. Squad 4. Now, I was hoping for them to break out on the south side. It would be nice to see how that would impact the game if they manage to get around there, but I think Team France, they understand the importance of not letting them get past any flank, any position behind their lines. So they're going to make sure that they are maintaining their security out through the map. And you can see kind of all the way south, all through the map. And Squad 6 are going to attack the mortars. The one mortar is far to the north. It's good. I like spreading out the mortars because that way at least it forces the enemy team to use both their mortars if they want to counter mortar. They cannot just send one mortar on both your mortars. That rally will go down, and oh, hard game. Didn't get a warning for that. Rally didn't matter. And this is the radio. I just saw the back of Bob. He's holding the door behind him. I don't think he managed to get that explosive charge down. I know sometimes when you die, when you have it in your hands, you drop it. But I don't see it on the map. But hey, this moment, the short window, it might be 20 seconds, might be 2 minutes, where the mortars are down. At least one of them are down. There's a opening on radio. North side being overrun now by Team France. Complete control north side. Northeast is coming in as well. You have Pongo and Luke pissed up there. Or Duke, sorry. Trying to get pissed up. He's back on his feet. Pongo trades with Tando, but Ozzy, Alexi, Angle, they're coming in around him. Ozzy gets a beautiful angle on them, takes him out, all of them now. This east side is complete open for Team France to pour into a radio. Hab's gonna be overrun. Is not overrun yet? I thought there were more people alive down on the south side of it, but sick. It's gonna patch up Flo Boyard, and then they can block the Hab from outside on the south side. They just need to get just south side of the wall there, and that's gonna be the Hab blocked. Flo Boyard needs to move up. Just crawl.
Overrun,
You
overrun.
know.
Yes,
And there goes the Hab.
Granat przez okno rzucam.
Znaczy się wykrwawy.
overrun.
Nie mam bandażu. Jezu, aby stąd wyjść.
Nie da się.
That's a lot of smoke.
Już do kapa, czy west od tego na razie są?
While they are losing control of radio, have they managed to do something south side? They have not yet. France is still in control south. There is always an option when, if you feel that you're probably going to lose your position even if you defend it, that you kinda switch. Move people out of where the enemy's attacking, send them south, you get a stronger push so you can clear out south side. You're going to lose the cap, but there's a chance that you can find and take out the enemy's fob while they're taking your cap, and at least then you have a chance to for a recap, an easier recap. But that comes down to timing and chance. And I don't think Team France would let them do that. They would not let them slip by so easily. I bet that if France felt threatened on their fob, they would probably fall back, waiting to capture radio for a later time if they felt that it was going to put them in a bad position. Pressure immediately ongoing towards Hem Farm. No fob yet. Again, I think Team Poland is a bit slow to get those new fobs up when they're in need of it. But at least they have position and control kind of up to the north side, but we have already squad 6 on the outside. Oh, they have moved their rally further up to the northeast. They were ready for this. They were going to get in, so they need to move their rally from the old position that was over here somewhere further east, making sure that they're constantly behind the lines of Team Poland. As the lines have shifted east, they have to shift the rally east, and they're doing it. Very nice. For once, I wanted actually to kind of get a lot of action. Like, good fighting footage from the comp games here to show some of the newer players, you know, how these guys play, how they aim, how they move. Now, there's so much going on technically or tactically or whatever you want to say on the map, movements of squads, and as I call moving the pressure of the map. And the map control itself can't really focus on the individual fights going on. Well, let's see here. Let's stick with one. Duke, Aussie. Timing comes into play. Oh no, both looking the other way. You can hear him. Takes him out. Codex.
Standard chyba.
Codex knows he's in there. South is just empty for Team Poland. They can just run for it. Have all the room in the world. Push through probably with a Logi as well. They can get... Yeah, they already have a Logi going down here. Trying to build something down here. Maybe even further east. I think it's a good strong response up here now for Team Poland. They need to be backed up by a fob though. Looks like they know that Squad 6 Team France is coming from somewhere in this area, and they have sent Jerma and Monk to try to find them and take them out. Mortars are just hammering down. It's not fun being in there right now. Oh, and the lodge, they're sneaking through on the south side. Is he a... Tugas, yeah. Will he meet up with Nandi? To get a very aggressive fob.
Logi flankuje od South'a, no zamarkowany.
Miscarry, Logi being called out. This could be one of the most important plays here from Miscarry. If he can push in there and stop this fob from being built and this hab from going up, it can be decisive for this game, or how long this game will continue. I think Turgas probably heard him there. Oh, he's placing the hab. Oh, if he can time this.
Że na huba z monterami.
Oh, before he gets his rifles out. Playful time. He has to dig up the hub.
Druga betera na
Stawiają foba i huba na Soviet Gas Station. Próbuję ogarnąć.
Wait, I thought he threw a nade over. I like this. Oh, we found the radio.
West.
Oh, he couldn't really connect. He got one. It takes him out. Nicely done. Maya's carry actually pulls through. Oh, but here comes the reinforcements. Venya and first Angel. Mortars from Team Poland
Jedna salwa
should
leci na southeastowego huba.
go towards this radio, because
Przy komanderze.
I'm pretty sure Maya's carry
Tam są tylko paliwa.
realized that the radio was right there.
No to rip, chłopaki, trzymajcie się tam.
If this would be at least try like a tiger or something on the north side. I mean MRAP. To try to sneak someone out behind the lines of the Team France for Team Poland. I mean, I know that there's a 30 right now up there, but I don't know if they know. If they know it.
30
It's good timing for these guys to push out of this place, to push this fob instead of being in here. But let's see if they can maintain control of their fob right here. I'll see. Ori looks Historica Dabra. Sick 42 moving in here. Rothad on the radio. It's gonna come up against Aurelux and Aussie soon. Moving away. Mysterious goes down to Aussie. The radio being built, dug down. Cerbus takes him out. Cerbus gonna come up against Aussie, backed by Jackboy and Alex.
Jest ludzi Everon.
Use this netting to try to see anything going underneath what they're doing. Oh, he found an angle through this window. Nicely done. I think Oski, yeah, this little angle here. Marcinek, Kubaktek, Skate, there's multiple Polish players coming in here. They're gonna try to find to save this for. Oh, nice nade. And they clear them out. Oh, careful.
Ja nie mam
Watch.
bandaża.
Jest tu
Ale
ammo.
Dama Wested Hempo zajmują. Most na pewno Wested Hempo zajęty, ten mały.
I think it was a good job from Team Poland to stabilize, stop this eastern fob from going up. They are still controlling or holding on to this central fob they have south of Hem Farm. On Levender's farm. But they have lost their mortars and being hammered themselves by the Team France mortars. beginning of the game, Team France were up with about twice amount of kills. So, I guess one way you can say that Team Poland is gaining on them kill-wise. You know, bending statistics. You know. 23 tickets remaining for Team Poland, and they have a lot of people down, and they don't have the tickets to keep spawning to maintain this fob. But if they don't respawn and fight for it, they're gonna lose it. So whatever they do, this game is about to end. Just make sure I'm fast enough to actually get both teams' stats this game, because I kind of screwed it up last game a little bit. Didn't get all squads from Team France at the end, so I hope one of the other 3 streamers got it as well.
Dzięki.
See if we can get some nice.
11 tykietów teoretycznie giwapować, rzucę jeszcze na south od naszego huba, southwest.
Oh, come on, you're screwing up my shot here.
O Boże, SL minus na wejściu.
Oh, he needs to watch that window. Take a wrong step and he's gonna get shot. They trade.
Great.
Chicken head going up. Mood clears it and runs away to safety. Oh, Codex goes in for it. He goes in for it. Oh, they're outside. Got control of this building now. Oh, see again, back to his old angle through the window. He knows that it's there and he wants it and he takes it. This little info peek through the door there. Those new players watching, wondering about that. And there we have it. Another great game for both teams, but yet again, a very strong game for Team France.